It says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something pretty cool today. It's a 1989 Toyota Land Cruiser. Really a nice rig. I've always actually liked these. I've owned a couple of them through the years, and they're just an awesome machine. It's an FJ62, and it's actually all original. You know, no paintwork or anything like that, except little touch-ups and stuff from rock chips, but there is no blend work. There's no accidents. Got a clean Carfax. We did a lot of service work to it just in general, and I'll talk about that later, but runs and drives fantastic. It's got 176,000 miles on it. Just a clean rig. You can also look us up on Instagram. Just do hashtag Denwerks. You can look us up on Facebook, website denwerks.com, and check us out. It's DENWERKS. So if you just want to check us out in general. You might ask, how did I find this? Actually, I was at the bank one day a long time ago, and I saw this thing sitting outside, and I always kind of admired it. And one day I was asking my banker, you know, the teller, I said, who owns that thing out there? And she goes, well, this guy over there across the other way, she believed owned it at another business. And so I put a note on it, and timing was right, and I bought it. So notes still work in today's time. So we'll just walk around it real fast. I'm going to show you the lights. See the headlights, blinkers, and then brights. All those work in general. The marker lights work as well. You can go ahead and you can see here the side marker lights are working as well. We'll go ahead and shut the lights off. Let's go ahead and look at the paint overall. The worst of it is on the hood. You know, these came with a factory clear, but you can see a little bit of clear coming off in little spots. And those probably were sparked by rock chips in general. But you can see a lot of little scratches, little clear there. If I point at something, I'm usually pointing at a scratch or something like that. I'm not going to hit every one of them, but you can see here it's got a lot of rock chips across the front of the hood, you know, that have been touched up. There's some bigger ones here. If you look at the grill, it actually looks in pretty good shape overall. None of it's broken or anything like that, but it definitely does have some road rash and wear. You can see a little crack right there from a rock hitting that. Another couple little ones there, but overall it's actually a nice rig. If you look down the sides, actually really straight. You know, I don't think the thing's ever been abused or anything like that. There's a couple little chips in the windshield, but you can see a larger one there and another one up there. So windshield down the road needs to be replaced if you want to. A couple little chips. You can see here there's some little rust bubbles underneath the gasket. When you take the windshield out, this just needs to be cleaned up a little bit, and you could actually probably mask this off or tape it off, just sand these little spots down and, you know, repaint those if you wanted. But, you know, I try to keep this thing as original paint as you can, because it's very original rig, and, you know, they're only original one time. You can see here Wild Country Radial XTXs. They're a 31 by 10.5 LT. See the LT. These tires are from 04, but you know, if you look at them, they look really good. You know, I think they're in good shape. You can see the original chrome wheels are getting some little pitting in the edges. You can see right there, pretty common in general. Overall, pretty nice little rig. I'll put it up on my lift so you can see it real good. Floors are really nice. You can see some touch up here. A little tiny scratch right there. Just various little tiny things in general when you start looking a little bit closer. Little chips, just general things. Roll down the windows real fast. You can see the windows all work. We did the other one over there too. These both are going down. And why don't you go ahead and put them up real fast. Oh, that one was a little squeaky. Go ahead and go back up. A little slower on the passenger side there in the rear. Yeah, you can see here in the front. Always do them all at the same time, so all the power's not going to everything. So all those are working. You can see here around the wheel lips, no rust. You will see little chips, obviously, little scratches in general. So make sure to look at the photos, watch the video a couple times. Even if you got to take some no-dos, it's probably worth it to take a look at the video. I think videos are really important when you're trying to buy something. It's just hard to buy off photos. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and flip it around here real fast, and I'll show you some other stuff. Just wanted to flip it around so the other side wasn't in the shade. You can just see a lot better with the sun. We'll go ahead and start here, just show you the lights. You can see the lights, blinkers, and brake lights, yeah. And then reverse lights work. And I believe, double check, yep, the lights underneath the license plate are working as well. It's got a tow package on it. We did put a new muffler and tailpipe on it. We put new shocks on it. The brakes have all been redone. We put an oil pan gasket on it, transmission pan gasket and filter. Believe it or not, these things have it's right around 16 quarts of transmission fluid. Amazing. It was, about these cars, you learn something new every day in general. If you look here, the paint in general, pretty much the same on each side. You see a couple little chips and different things. Actually, the roof gutters look really, really good on here. There's no bubbling. I'm not going to go down that side, but they are really, really nice overall. The roof looks really good. There was a little bubble right here underneath this vent that you can see. A couple little minor chips, little minor scratches, little scratch right there. You can see some of the clear here on the hood a little bit better. So hopefully that gives you a good look overall. I really like this because it is a Survivor. It's just hard to find them this way. Usually they're just, people used them. And it's not like they abused them on purpose or anything like that, but they were meant to do off-road, and people used them. So, I was going to show you right here. There's a little tiny dent right there. It's kind of hard to see. You'll probably see it in the photos. Little dent right there. Bumpers all look good and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some other stuff. Hey, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interior overall, but first I wanted to show you how nice the doors shut. Really, really nice. But overall, the interior is actually in really good shape in general. No rips, no tears. Actually very clean. I did replace the carpet in it, and it's not because it was really super bad, but something had happened. There was a big wear hole right there, and I don't know what happened to it. So I decided that I would change it, and there was a little wear right here because they weren't running floor mats in it. So we went ahead and just replaced the carpet. The floors are really nice in it. I think I have a couple pictures when we replaced the carpet. You can see here the dash pad is in really nice condition overall. Seats look great. If you remember, a lot of these had, you know, this bolster here is always ripped from getting in and out in general. I did have this replaced, but nothing else inside the Land Cruiser here. You know, seats look great. Headliner looks really nice, besides a little spot right here. And I'm not 100% for sure if that was a cigarette burn or not. It kind of doesn't look like it because it's got a real sharp edge right there. And there is no sign of any smoke smell in it or anything like that. I hate smoke smell. Have major allergies, so it doesn't bother me at all being in here in general. I'll get behind the wheel, show you different things working and stuff here in a little bit. But if you look here, look at the jams. Really nice condition overall. You know, it has not been hit. You can see all the original little spot welds stuff. You can see the VIN number is intact. Gaskets all look good. Door panels look excellent, you know, for the age. One thing that saves doors, if you have a classic car or 4x4 or whatever, make sure those little drains are unclogged right here, because once those get clogged, your door is going to probably rust out in general. Go ahead and look at the back here. You know, all the gaskets look good around the windows. Won't spend as much time in the back seat here. I do not have the headrest. Those are gone. You can probably find some on the internet, a swap meet or eBay or something like that, or some kind of forum. If you look here, again, the doors look great. I'm not going to go underneath here, just save time, but there is pictures on the auction. You know, the jams all look really nice. You can see here, this is kind of got a little covering over it. It's a little soft, but you can see some little cracking right there. So go ahead and lift this up. I did put new shocks here. Now, if you remember too, when these were new on the wheel humps there, those would have been a vinyl. When I ordered the carpet kit, I had thought it was getting vinyl, but they came in carpet. And I did replace them because this one over here was missing half of the vinyl, so we put carpet in there in general. You can see here, the jams all look really good. You know, no rust down in here. It actually looks really clean overall, so very impressive. The other spot where rigs get rusty, and it's because these drains get plugged, which this one's is not. You know, again, you can see the spot welds, original ones. Looks really clean underneath here. Go ahead and look at this door jamb. You know, a nice shape. Again, no accidents, no little tape lines or anything like that. You know, the seats have a little bit of wear, but they look nice. You know, they're not majorly dirty, but you'll see a little bit of discoloration. Little cut right there. We'll just hop up here. You know, overall, just pretty clean. In general, you can see the seat, a little bit of staining, but nothing real bad. I haven't cleaned the seats or anything like that, but they look good. You can see the door frame, gasket looks good. you can see right here on this door, just a little surfacey there, the drain's unclogged, but you can see a little bit of rust spot right there on that door. Rest of the jambs looking really nice condition overall. So hopefully that gives you a good look at the interior in general. I just wanted to take a little bit of time here. I know you guys are used to my videos being long, but I'm just trying to show you what you're buying. You know, I don't like surprises on the other end, and definitely you don't either. So we're gonna go ahead and show you some more stuff. Go ahead and show you underneath the hood. There's a lever underneath the dash, and you can stick your hand right there. It's funny, all cars are different, and there is a little prop rod. See if I can do this with one hand, and there you go. Sorry about that. You know, overall the engine is in really good shape. You know, it's not modified or anything like that. You know, it's actually really clean. We did go through the fluids. You can see here it had a new master on it. Actually, when we got it, the brakes were all done, which was really nice. But we did take apart the wheels and the hubs and everything so you could see them. That was just done here in the last 6 months. We did an oil pan gasket. If I repeat myself, I might have told you already, but it had oil pan gasket leak, so we replaced the oil pan gasket. Went ahead and did the transmission filter and gasket as well. It does have new Coney shocks all the way around, and we did replace the gear oil in the front diff and the rear diff as well, and then in the transfer case. So you know, it's actually in really good shape. Drives really nice, and we just wanted to do a lot of maintenance to it in general, you know, because you know, this is the kind of rig that you're going to want to drive, you know, right now, and you know, maybe put your wife and kids in it and send them on your way, or vice versa. You know, a lot of women like these cars in general. Actually, a friend of mine, his wife texted me and says, you need to have my husband buy that for me. So they're just great rigs overall. But the other thing I wanted to look at mostly, you can see all the stickers and stuff, emission stuff. You'll see pictures of those on the auction in general, but there is no accident damage in here. Really clean. You can see none of the bolts have been touched, you know, with a wrench or anything like that. You know, they actually look pretty good. Go ahead and start it up. It actually runs really nice. You know, just really smooth. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. Sounds really good. It doesn't blow any smoke or anything like that. I'll rev it up back here in general. Go ahead and rev it up again. You know, actually really clean overall. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. We're going to take it out and drive it around a little bit, and so you can get another look at it. Hey, thanks for driving along with me in the FJ62. You know, it actually is a really nice driving rig overall. I just wanted to show you, you know, just a couple things. Just wanted to show you that the blinkers are all working. You know, the high beams, you can see that turned on and off. Dash lights work, obviously. Odometer says 177, 567. I think earlier I might have said 176, but it is 177,000 miles. You can see all the gauges work. You know, oil pressure looks good. You know, the four-wheel drive light does come on there, and the four-wheel drive does work. We've tried it. See, the heater is working. You can hear the change in direction. that back in. It felt hot, but it didn't, wasn't majorly red. Oh, there it is. It's hard to see. That does work in general. Antenna, see that? It goes up, but it's not working correctly. It's funny because I've never tried that before, so that was kind of fun to watch. Horn works. We'll test the cruise. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet, so we will try that out. You can see the tack is working, and it's missing a little knob. You can see this little knob, missing a knob there. So go ahead and take her for a little spin. Don't need the heater on, I can tell you that right now, but we'll test the we're going to go ahead and test the brakes, and I'm going to figure out how to use this cruise control, see if it works. So I'm going to turn it on right now. There's a little button, I think, and you push on the end. Set. Yeah, I don't think the cruise is working. Just test it one more time. I know you got to get to a certain speed. I wasn't over 35 miles an hour. Yeah, the cruise control isn't working, so I don't know what's wrong with it. So we'll just cruise it around. It actually feels really good out on the road. I love living out here where I live now. We moved shops over last summer, so it's nice to see all the greenery. I'm going to lay on the brakes real fast here. We'll show that it actually stops nice and straight. My hands are off the wheel. Actually does pretty good in general. Didn't pull to the right or left or anything like that. And you can see the steering wheel here isn't all shaky. It actually tracks down the road real nice. So we'll go ahead and drive around a little bit more and show you some more stuff. Hey, we're going to take a look at the Land Cruiser underneath. Always good to do a little video. You're obviously going to see the still photos like normal, but doing a little video lets me be able to talk about it a little bit more, show a few different things. You know, you can see the frame and stuff a lot better and kind of poke at different things and talk about it. So we'll just start here to the front, to the back. You know, everything is actually really clean underneath this. It's not rusty. I haven't seen any accidents. Obviously, you know, an original paint, but you definitely want to look. You know, you can see the frame, no buckles, no rust. You know, really important. The body mounts aren't rusty. You know, where they're connected. The bushings look good overall. You can see the new shocks. We put shocks on it all the way around. They're KYB. When you see a 519, that doesn't mean the axle's been replaced. We replaced the gear oil in it, front and back. We also put a new oil pan gasket on it. You can see the gasket up there, and we went ahead and repainted the the pan as well. And that's what that date means when we put that on there, and then we changed the oil, obviously. We also serviced the transmission, put a new pan gasket, new filter as well, and you'll see that date right there again. Repainted the skid plate, and we also replaced the oil in the gear oil and stuff in the transfer case there. But if you look up here, everything is really clean. Brakes have all been redone. If you remember, you'll saw the pictures online of all the brakes redone. The tires, I believe they're older. You can see here 1104, so these are from 2004, but they seem to be in actually pretty good shape with the age. I'm just going to double check and see if I can see another date code up there. I think that was correct, but they actually look newer than that, but they could be from '04. Just double check here on another tire here for you. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's the date. Yeah, '04. I can see it on that one. You know, you could replace them down the road if you wanted, but I think they look pretty good. I don't see any cracking or anything on them at all. We're going to go back here, look at the floors. They actually look really good. You can see the mounts look good. Inside here is a common spot, just not on these, but a lot of classic cars. The rockers look really good, especially on a 4x4. You know, sometimes mud gets packed up in there. But one thing that saved cars, see these little spots here? These are little drains. So always make sure, if I can get another angle there, those are unplugged. So any moisture or anything that gets in there, if it gets trapped, it just rusts out your rockers. So this one is actually looking really good. Take a look at this side of the rocker. You can see here too, there's a drain on the body mount. So you can see this body mount that goes across here. Body mount looks good here. We also did replace the muffler and tailpipe all the way back. And there's the new shocks in the rear. You know, the tires all do match. The spare tire is not a matching spare, but it's never been used. It's a Dunlop. You know, look back here, trunk drop-offs look excellent, not rusty or anything. Body mounts look good, no rust back here under the well. You can see this body mount looks good, and trunk drop-off. And the body mount, there's no rust around it. You know, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of it underneath. You know, again, the date on there when we changed the fluid. Overall, it looks in really good shape. If you got any questions, give us a call. You can make comments on BAT, and we'd just be glad to help you out. So it's definitely a no reserve auction, so top bid is going to get it. Just a nice old rig. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video.